What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dark Souls 2 walkthrough. We are level 56, currently making some good progress through the game, and we are about to head back to the Lost Bastille, an area that we got to earlier in the playthrough, but we were on kind of the other side of a gate that didn't open. So now that we have beat No Man's Wharf, we are on the back end of the level, and we can complete the circuit. And we're going to get all the way through here. It's going to be good. And we're going to have lots of fun. So let's travel to the bonfire that we just unlocked. It's going to be the Exile Holding Cells. The other two bonfires, McDuff's Workshop, and then the first one that we unlocked by the treasure chests are available as well. But we're going to go to the one that we just accessed at the end of the previous episode. So go down this path here. This area can be a little bit tricky, but I will do my best to be of assistance. All right, at the end of this path, at this guy with his crossbow. Watch out, he's firing flaming bolts, which can blow up the exploding barrels. There is, let's see, I fell down. And there is an item. All right, so what we're going to do for starters is we're just going to run straight through here. There's a pursuer that's going to spawn. If you see behind us, he will respawn. But what I want to do is just to unlock this gate. So this is McDuff's bonfire. So we are now all the way through. And since we're on this spot, the pursuer has despawned, so he doesn't chase us all the way over here. We can only fight him kind of in that courtyard area. So I'm gonna go on and rest. If you need to do something in McDuff, go on and do it. So we're gonna take out these dogs. They can drop human effigies, which is quite nice. Need to farm them. Not a bad spot. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fight the pursuer, which means I'm going to take my buckler out because I want to parry. And there are a few pursuers in this area, so we are going to be using that buckler quite a bit. So before we fight the pursuer, we want to take out these archers because they will be a nuisance. You don't want to be fighting other enemies while we're trying to fight, you know, what is a difficult enemy to fight. So see, this other one dropped down as well. Oops, I'm missing my arrows. Whoop. So the other one that was up there had dropped down, which is actually good for us because we want to be able to take both of them out. And got him. So if that other one didn't drop down, I think you could sneak around and get him before the pursuer pops up. Or what you could do is if he's around the corner, you can spawn the pursuer and then lure the pursuer back here. Not on this. This concrete stuff is what makes him despawn, but back here in the grass to where the other guy can't snipe you. So a good thing to do here is going to be to blow up these barrels so they don't become an issue for us later. I overshot it. Tried it again. Okay. Not successfully free aiming this, but we'll get it. Okay, I don't know. I'm just gonna roll into him. You don't want these to be an issue when we're trying to fight the enemy here. All right, so let him charge at you. Lock on. This is the attack that is easy to parry. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Back away a little bit. Hopefully he'll charge at you. The blue attack, you cannot parry. Dodge to the right. All right, that's the attack that I want. And you don't have to parry him to kill him, but it is, in my opinion, the easiest way, most reliable way. So kind of keep your spacing so these combos don't connect with you, and wait for the attack that's easy to parry. You can parry that attack. Like you can parry those attacks where he's not dashing at you, but the dash attack is, in my opinion, the easiest one to get the timing down on. If you start to feel comfortable, you can start parrying these other attacks as well. And he is gone. Each of these that you kill, you get a Twinkling Titanite, which is very nice. And quite a few souls to boot. Around here to the right, there is a treasure chest that we want to pick up because it contains an Estus Flask shard. Very important. We're going to break the scaffolding. I don't think it's this one. I think it's the other one, actually, that has the item. Yeah. There we go. Luring skull. And now that we picked up another Twinkling Titanite, I want to check to see if we can level up the Craftsman Hammer. We can. All right, so next level requires 3. So I'm going to do a quick check. If I'm two-handing the Fire Longsword, I'm doing 303. Let's check out the Craftsman Hammer, because we do have the 20 strength now to use it, which is important. And actually, 20 strength is as high as we're going to go on this build, because most of the weapons we're going to be using aren't going to scale very well with strength anyways. So let's check out what we're doing here with the Craftsman Hammer. 280, not quite as high, but here's the kicker, okay? So the Craftsman Hammer does strike damage, which any enemy pretty much wearing armor is going to be weaker to strike damage than they are slash damage. So that gives us an advantage just in damage type. Also, I want to point out one property of the Craftsman Hammer. As you see this here, this counter strength, level of counter damage inflicted on an attacking enemy is at 130. So that means we get a 30% damage boost for counter damage here over a standard weapon. And what that means is if we attack an enemy during their attack animation, that counter damage multiplier is going to take effect. And so for a lot of hits, when we're attacking enemies, like if they're in the middle of their animation, we're going to get that 30% boost. And so the 30% boost for the counter damage for counter attacks, plus the damage type boost with the strike damage, since a lot of the enemies are wearing armor. The Craftsman Hammer is probably going to be the better bet right now, even though technically it appears to be weaker. So as long as you have 20 strength, you should be able to wield it with one hand. And it weighs, I think, the same as the Fire Longsword, so we're not taking a penalty there. We're going to take a quick trip back to Majula just to get our extra flask. I mean, really, at this point in the game, any amount of healing you can get is an advantage. So definitely going to take that shard and level up our flask. Talk to me. There we go.
Here to see light. However,
we may even be able to pick up an extra level as well. I think we can. So might as well do that while we're at it. And as I said, we're done leveling up strength in this playthrough, and we're done leveling up dex. So that is very nice. Let's see. Our next milestone is probably going to get to... do I want to worry about endurance right now? Probably not. I think we're fine on endurance. We will be leveling it up later, though. So get that ADP up. Maybe get to 96. For 96 in agility, which will increase our item use speed and also give us an extra iframe. It'll give us 96 will give us our 11th iframe for our dodge roll. Okay, so we're gonna go back to McDuff's bonfire now. And we're going to proceed. Be using the Craftsman Hammer. I do like two-handing the Craftsman Hammer, not gonna lie. It's got a good moveset, and the damage is very good. Lots of dogs. Whoops, missed that one. We got the crossbow dudes up there too. It was worth it to go back to Majula for leveling up and getting our extra Estus Flask. Dang it. Use the heal miracle here. Can I lock onto you? Yes. Other one came down. Have to heal again. Ah, I lost my lock on. I'm gonna go on and heal. This area is kind of annoying with the crossbow dudes. Go, got that one. This one's on the ground, so I'm just gonna take him out normally. My shield back on. So these wooden boards you can break through. And there's an ambush in here. There's a guy in here who blows up. So make sure you stay, if you kind of bait his attack, make sure you back away so that explosion doesn't get you. Guys in here. And blow up. Okay, coast is clear. Some flame butterflies in here. Again, those ignite your torch, even if you're not near a source. So what we want to do here is we want to open this door. And we use the antiquated key. This is what we got when we first talked to Lucatiel. It was in a metal treasure chest on the other side of the Lost Bastille when we got here the first time after the Pursuer. All right, lure these dogs in here. You see, we're doing plenty good damage with this thing. And there are some ambushes here. So these guys are weak to the strike damage, the armor set. So if you knock this thing in, it's going to make a bunch of enemies come up, but there's also an item. These guys are the exploders. And, just took the death there. See, even when you know the ambush is coming, sometimes you still succumb, which is sad. But oh well, we'll get back there pretty quickly. All right, I'm just going to run past these dogs. I don't need to kill everything all over again. May live to regret these words. Because enemies, it seems that enemies in Dark Souls 2 don't leash as quickly as they do in other Souls games. But I'm going to close the door behind me. Can I? Will it let me? This one you can't close behind you. Oh well, that's fine. I definitely want to get my souls back. Now these guys are... I guess, are they gone now? The ambush is gone, I guess. Yeah. All right. Got the Wanderer set. Use this as an opportunity to heal. All right. So we're going to go up the ladder on the outside of this house. And have your fire arrows equipped because you see those exploding barrels. We're going to shoot them with a fire arrow. Blow this guy up. And then we're going to get this guy. Whoop, hit the wall actually is what we're going to do. And then, oh geez. All right. Heal up. And then this door opens too. We just approach to the window because it gives you the best angle to blow up those barrels. And blowing up the barrels opens up a secret there too, which is why we wanted to do that. All right, large soul of a nameless soldier and a green blossom. And then we drop down over here. This is the secret. Got Archdrake robes and Archdrake shield. All right, so what we want to do now is light our torch. Because it's dark in the next room. There we go. And there are enemies in here, so we're going to take them out first. I think it's the stealth guys, yeah. Ah, dang it. Just one of them. There you go. Goes down easy. You'll notice there's a lockstone over here, and there is a soul vessel behind this wall. We're not going to use a lockstone yet because there's one we want to use later, and we don't want to lose our lockstone here. We will come back here later though to get this item, but I would suggest not getting it now. All right, inside of here, we have the bone staff. Lots of treasure down here. Parrying dagger. Wind blade. And this ladder takes us back to kind of the first part of the Lost Bastille that we went to after fighting the pursuer, so we're not going to go up that ladder right now. And here we have a wilted dusk herb. I believe that gives you, it refills your spell usages. And we're done with the torch for now, so I'm going to put it away. So up here is a good item. This is a Skeptic Spice. What it does is if you use it, it lowers the stat requirements for spells. So like, for example, if you need 15 intelligence to use a spell and you use a spice on it, it only requires 14. I forget it. I forget. There's two different types of spices. There's one that lowers the intelligence requirement and one lowers the faith requirement. I forget which is which. All right. Watch out for these enemies because they do explode. You don't want to die. Some of them are hiding behind these things. So yeah, just be careful. Don't want to get caught. All right, pull the lever here to open the gate. We're not going to go all the way down yet. And these guys aren't hostile. Notice this guy is frozen. He is a friendly NPC. We're going to use a fragrant branch on him. And he is very useful, so do not attack him.
I must thank you. I am strayed. I've been a guest for a very long time. Very good. Cursed one.
Okay, so make sure you learn the gesture here because this is required for the All Gestures trophy. And you can buy stuff from him. He sells some accessories and spells. We're not going to buy anything from him yet. And one thing you can do here is you can trade boss souls for weapons. And so you notice we have these these boss souls in our inventory. And as long as you have them in your inventory, you can trade them for those weapons that you have that correspond to the soul. So as an example, you go to trade. If you have a Pursuer's soul, you can trade it in for the Pursuer's Ultra Greatsword. You can trade it in for the Pursuer's Shield. If you have a Dragon Rider soul, you can trade it for the Dragon Rider Bow, the Dragon Rider Great Shield, etc., etc. It tells you right there at the bottom where it says required items, it tells you which soul you need for the trade. And once you consume it for the trade, it is no longer in your inventory to consume for souls. And it's no longer in your inventory, for example, like for the Pursuer, you can get the sword or the shield. Once it's out, it's out. You can't get the other item unless you get another copy of the soul. So that being said, I want the Dragon Rider Bow, which is precisely why I leveled up to 18 dex and 20 strength so that we can use this bow. It is a very good bow. I'm going to be using it for the rest of the playthrough. So that is why I advise you not to be using those boss souls. There are certain boss souls, which you don't have them yet, but there are certain boss souls that convert to spells. If you're going for all achievements, you're going to need those boss soul spells in order to get the all miracles, all pyromancy, all, sorceries type trophies, because those trophies that that require the boss souls are necessary for the trophy. So, keep that in mind. I will point out which souls are required, which boss souls are required for the spells, and we are going to pick those up during the playthrough, just so you know. So now that I've explained all that, we've got the Dragon Rider bow. I'm going to go on and throw that on. And it's going to replace the bow we had been using. And you'll see this takes us up to 67% burden. We want to make sure we stay below 70 because you get above 70, it slows down your roll speed, and we don't want that. We don't want it to be heavy. But we are going to equip this, and we are fine in terms of our equipment load right now. So we're going to leave that on. Dragon Rider bow, very good. We'll be using it for the rest of the playthrough. So let's see. Let us go back to Majula. I light this bonfire. We're going to go back to Majula. Because now that I've explained the boss souls, the ones that I'm not going to be using for weapons or for spells, we don't have any that can be converted to spells yet anyways. I'm going to consume them and we're going to level up. So that would be Soul of the Last Giant. I'm not going to be using that for anything. Soul of the Pursuer. Not going to be using that for anything. And Flexile Sentry Soul. Not going to be using that for anything. You converted the Dragon Rider Soul to the bow. And the next boss we fight is actually going to be one that gets us a spell. So we're not going to be wanting to use the soul that we get from the next boss. For souls. We're going to be using that for the spell.
Bearer of the seek, lest.
All right, let's level up. And let's get that endurance up so we can maybe do some more chain attacks together a little bit better. And we'll use this just for our vigor, endurance, and vitality. We've been kind of neglecting those stats for a while now, so it's time to show them some love. And we're 700 souls away from another level up, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop another soul item and get those 700. We're gonna get one more level out of the deal here. Alrighty, how much is this one gonna give me? 400. So one more will give me enough. There we go.
Bear, seek, lest.
This last one, I'll go ahead and put into adaptability. Get that 94 agility. Again, our next kind of target is 96 for that 11th iframe. And as we go, we're going to be, it's going to enhance our animations for item usages and whatnot. So pretty solid trade-off. Notice I don't have max HP. It's because I died. I'm in really no rush to use a human effigy at this point. So we're going to travel back. This time we're going to go to Trade Cell. And if you trade up to four or more boss souls with him, he will give you some stuff. Also, if you've encountered the Forlorn yet, the Forlorn Invader, he will sell the Forlorn's armor. And the Forlorn's, the offerings of the Forlorn's armor set increase with the number of Forlorns that you've killed up to 5. And I believe one can invade here too, around this spot, but I've yet to be invaded by a Forlorn, which is kind of sad. But it is what it is. So around here, we're not going to go all the way down this bridge yet, but around here is an ambush and an item that we want. I'm going to be two-handing the Craftsman Hammer for the most part here. As we are getting that ADP up and my iframes are getting better, I'm going to be starting to roll more instead of blocking. But I am still going to use this buckler to parry, for sure. So that being said, I'm going to take off this shield because I'm not going to be using it anymore, really. So I'm just going to have the chime and the buckler on at all times. And that's going to take my equipment load down a bit. Enemies in here, explodey guys. Be very careful. You don't want to get caught. Oops. Hit the wall. No! Come on. Is he going to blow up on me? Yes, he is. Back away. So one of the downsides to the Craftsman Hammer, despite the good damage that it does, is that it is a little bit more close range. So you can see that I'm whiffing a little bit more because I'm used to the longer range of the longsword, but I'll get used to it eventually. Right over here is a fake wall. I think it's over here. Is it over here or is it on the other side? Where is the fake wall? It's in the room. Yeah, in this room. That's right. My bad. And I'm going to get my buckler out because we're about to fight a pursuer. Got the green blossoms, and there is another secret door over here. And this is a very close quarters spot to be fighting a pursuer. So hopefully you've kind of got your routine down for these guys. Don't want to get hit by that. That'll curse you. Three hits. Got 4 hits that time. Gonna roll away, let my stamina recover. Get away from that combo. Bad news. Get away from the blue attack. Also bad news. Oh, that was a bad parry. That might get me killed. And I don't want to despawn the pursuer. There we go. I should take this to opportunity to heal. There we go. That's what I like to see. And can I take him out here? Yes. Very nice. Good clean fight for the most part. Got some more twinkling titanite. Over here we got an archer. A nuisance. Right here we got the bracing knuckle ring. What this does is it slows the degradation of your weapon, so it effectively gives you more durability. All right, so what we need to do now is jump this gap. A little bit tricky, but you do it right, you should clear the gap, no problem. And down there's where we fought the first pursuer, and there's McDuff's workshop. So got some more torches, flame butterfly, and you can actually go around this ledge for some more. Just be very careful not to fall off. Goes all the way around. And this is like the first area that we explored when we first got to Lost Bastille after fighting the first pursuer. If this looks familiar, it should. All right, so what we're going to do now, because we don't want to die. I believe that's a lethal fall if you fall off from right here. So what we want to do is drop here, which is kind of like a intermediate step. And then make sure you have full health, which I do. I'm going to plunge attack this dog. You see I took some damage, but we're right next to the bonfire. Just going to move those guys back, the dogs back. We're going to travel back to a strayed cell. Alrighty. Very nice. Get these guys again. Oh, geez. Don't blow up. Yeah, they can be nasty. Let's go inside this door. This is where we came at the elevator. So very important to have health here because we're going to take some fall damage. Because you see there is an item right there. And the way that you get this item is don't roll, don't jump, just kind of, don't even sprint. Just, you know, push the stick all the way up so you kind of have your normal jogging pace, but don't hold circle or B to sprint, but just go straight off the edge. And you should land in the right spot here. There we go. So you took a little bit of fall damage and we get a bonfire aesthetic. So pause real quick to talk about bonfire aesthetics. Very important item here. What these do, burn at a bonfire to strengthen nearby foes. So what this does is you can burn it at any bonfire in the game. And what it does is it's very localized to that one bonfire. It'll level up the area attached to that bonfire into New Game Plus. So basically the enemy difficulty will scale up and it'll be as if you're playing a New Game Plus. And you can do that without having to beat the game first, but you have to have a bonfire aesthetic and you have to burn it in that bonfire. So what that also does is if there's a boss attached to that bonfire, it also respawns the boss and puts that boss into New Game Plus difficulty. If you use a second bonfire aesthetic at that same bonfire, it'll move it up to New Game Plus 2 and so on and so forth, all the way to New Game Plus 7, which is the highest difficulty that the game scales to. So keep that in mind. You can respawn bosses, and sometimes if you use a bonfire aesthetic, the boss will drop a different item than it did the first time you fought it. So it can be useful. I am going to be very specific with my bonfire aesthetic usage. So if you want the same exact outcome as my playthrough, you should follow where I use them, and I'm not going to use very many of them in this playthrough. So I just wanted to explain all that. It is important, and you know, it is a feature that is unique to Dark Souls 2. This option is not afforded to you in any other Dark Souls game. If you want the New Game Plus difficulty at any point in the game, in the other games, you have to beat the game and advance to New Game Plus. So actually, this is a very cool feature in the game, I think. And it is something that I think a lot of players do like, the option of being able to do that in this game. So you want to make sure you're lined up. You want to drop right in that kind of middle platform. If you fall all the way down, you're going to die. So gonna scoot off. And make sure you're healing along the way, because we are losing HP with each of these drops. You don't want to die. And remember at the bottom here, this is where, this is the dark room, had the Pharaoh's Lockstone that we did not use. And make sure you don't get caught off guard by the enemy down here. I'm not going to light my torch. Oh my gosh. He's being a nuisance. He's throwing firebombs at me. All right. It's funny, I say don't get caught off guard, and then I get caught off guard. It's the way things work. Okay, so now this time we are, remember before I said don't take the ladder. Now we're going to take the ladder. And it's going to take us back to that kind of first section. And if you remember the first time you were here, there was a statue that was blocked by a fragrant branch. And we are going to use the fragrant branch now. Up off here. I don't want this guy to be a problem, so I'm going to go on and take him out. You see, we're doing really good damage with this hammer. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. This guy is a problem because he hits the exploding barrels and they explode us as well. So let's see if I can bait his attack here. Oh, he's going to do his pyromancy and it's going to blow up barrels. Oh, it actually just hit me, so I need to heal up here. Make sure I don't get killed here. Get him away from the barrels because I don't want to get blown up. There we go. Dodge that. Get behind him. And easy peasy. He dropped a twilight herb. All right, so the fragrant branch that we want to use is over here. On this platform. Take these guys out first. Wonderful. Here we are. We're going to use the fragrant branch right here. And this is going to, he's going to turn into a hollow. So we're going to take him out. There you go. Once you can lock onto him, you can take damage. If you try to attack him when he's waking up, he's going to be invincible. All right, there are a ton of enemies in this room. Just beware. The best thing to do is kind of lure them out and sort of funnel them, and just be careful. But getting him on this narrow platform can help. A big shot there. These guys do quite a bit of damage, unfortunately. But you can sort of funnel them out through here. I'm going to be using life gems to heal because I want to save my Estus flasks for the boss. We're about to fight a boss. Oh, jeez. Ugh, I don't know why that blew up. These guys have a fire-based weapon. That was not ideal. That actually surprised me. I was not expecting the barrels to explode. I was just expecting them to break. I guess they hit with enough force to where it does bust it. Okay. So through here, there is a... Oh, geez. I don't want to blow these barrels up again. Dang it. There is a switch in there. I would suggest not pulling it because basically all it does is it sets up an ambush for later. Technically, kind of, sort of is a shortcut, but not a especially useful one, because I think it's quicker just to go down this way anyways to get if you need to run back to retry the boss. All right, go all the way down. There's gonna be another enemy waiting for us. Hello. Stamina come back. Go. Through here is a door to nowhere. Don't go through there. You'll have a bad time. All right, Silver Proud Knight and a human effigy. And this is the other side of that gate that I said not to open. Basically, these guys will try to ambush you if you open up the gate. I'm being really bad about attacking these guys and not taking damage. All right. There is an item in one of these cells. And also, if you are human and want to summon, there's a summon in one of these cells as well. All right, so the thing is this is the ruined Sentinels, and there's 3 of them. So the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to drop in onto a platform where you're going to be fighting one of them 1v1. I suggest taking out this first one first before dropping down. As soon as you kill this one, the other ones can jump up to the platform that you start on. And you want to try to isolate them as much as possible. If you're fighting them 3v1, you're going to have a bad time. So definitely take out the one on the platform that you drop onto first, and then drop down and then try to handle the other ones. Or actually, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to let one of the other ones jump up. I'm going to do as much damage to it that I can before the other one jumps up. And then once both of them are up there, then I'll drop down and try to isolate them. They can be very tough if they gang up on you, but we should be okay. All right, so let's get to it. Also, I'm not going to do it here, but if you use a consumable to put lightning on your weapon, you use some gold pine resin, that can help you. Also. All right, here we go. So first one, get behind it. And then you see with this Craftsman Hammer, we're doing pretty sick damage. This is way more damage than we'd be doing with the Fire Longsword. Almost got the first one down. And you can't get knocked off. Did he knock me off? No. Very nice. All right, got the first one down. I'm going to Estus up. You see the second ones are moving around now, the other two. So I'm going to let this one jump up, and I'm going to fight him the same way until the next one jumps up. Because I don't want both of them on this platform here. He doesn't attack when he jumps up here, so just be cognizant of that. The same strategy, sort of get behind him if you can. He blocked me. He fell off, just fine. The other one, dang it, he got me with his attack when he jumped up. No! That was bad luck. Oh man, that was unlucky. Other one jumped up right after, yeah. I mean, I did take the swipe from that first one that jumped up, but that was just a bad sequence of events. I'm gonna pop an effigy, just get my HP back up to full. And this is not the best bonfire to be at. I'm gonna warp back actually to first bonfire that we unlocked a few episodes ago. And these guys, unfortunately, you can't just run past because they're not going to leash. And they're going to cause problems. Normally, I like to run back to the boss without fighting anything, but it's just not really super feasible. You know what? Forget it. I'm going to YOLO it. I'm going to YOLO it. It's probably going to go bad. There's so many guys down here. As long as I can get up this ladder, I'll be fine. Yeah. Right call. Because they can't follow me through the fog, so. They can after the boss fight, but not during the boss fight. My soul's back. Might be a good idea just to have my shield out, because it'll negate a lot of the damage if I do take hits from these things. Yeah, just like that. I won't be doing as much damage per hit, but I think still it's probably better to be using the shield for this fight. And, you know, I can block when this guy jumps up, and if I take the swipe, it's not going to kill me like it did last time. Come on, buddy, jump up. You don't want to be too close to him, because you will take the hit if... The other one's up, so I'm going to drop down now. And heal, because you take damage from the fall. Oh, I was trying to get that one dead before the other one started attacking me. All right, if you're going to heal, get some space. Because they can attack you during your animation. And they do have range, so it can be a problem. Let's see... Trying to make sure I have a good window to heal here. There we go. This is the one that has most of his HP gone, so I want to get him out first. There we go. So that, I got the counter damage multiplier from that hit, because I attacked him during his attack animation. Oh, I took hit from that. Man. All right, now we got a proper 1v1 fight, which is wonderful. Ooh, he hit me when I wanted to put my shield up, but caught me before I could put it up. But it matters not. We win. All right. So a little bit of a hiccup there with the death, but made up for it. All right. So I always get turned around here. So there's the progression route. And as I mentioned before, do not use the Ruined Sentinel Soul if you're going for all trophies. We need that soul for a spell from Strayed. So back here, that's the progression route. If you do a 180 from the progression route, back here is a secret wall with a ladder. And then there's another secret fake wall. Get the hush spell. There we go. You get 3 homeward bones. And there are secret doors along here too. Target shield. Another secret door here. There's nothing in here. And another one. Has a rusted coin. Then up here, another secret door. I think there's an enemy inside of this one. Hello. Don't blow me up, please. I'm going to heal because I don't want to die here. That would be embarrassing. Are you flop at me and then do your explosion. There we go. All right, got the rogue water. All right. Now we're in the upper area where we fought the boss. And there is... One of these cells has an exploding enemy. Just run past it. It'll explode. Do not take the damage from it. It can kill you. All right, Soul of a Nameless Soldier. And we got our bonfire. So we're going to go back to Majula, level up. Take care of some stuff. Before we do that, there's actually a secret moth up here. So you can shoot it. And it drops a wilted dusk herb. You can also drop life gems, things like that. There we go. So back to Majula we go. Gonna level up. Have a ton of souls from the boss and just from exploring the area.
Bearer of the seek lest.
All right. So as I said, I'm going to prioritize getting that my agility stat up to 96 to get that next invincibility frame. So there it is at 96. From here, I want to level up my intelligence to 16. Well, let's see. I don't need to do that yet because eventually we're going to be getting a spell that requires 16 intelligence. And I think 14 faith is the requirement. We'll go back to these stats for now and enjoy the extra HP, endurance, and we're going to be needing to get our vitality up because eventually we're going to be equipping some heavier armor and stuff like that. So we'll roll with that for now. Get us to level 70, which is very good for this point in the game. Extremely good. If you're running low on life gems, you can buy some more from the merchant. And we're going to go back to Strayed. We're going to trade in the Ruined Sentinel's soul for the spell that we need.
Well, very prepared.
And we can get Heavy Homing Soul Arrow from the Ruined Sentinel soul. It also costs us 1,500 souls to get. All right. We're going to warp back to the bonfire that we just unlocked in the servants' quarters. And that is going to be all for this episode. So we still do have a little bit more of this area left. It's also connected with another area that we're going to get to in the next episode, but we should pretty much be done with the Lost Bastille in the next episode. And so yeah, stay tuned. And we got some more coming your way. And appreciate y'all watching. Hope you've found this guide helpful so far. And we'll catch you next time. See you later, everybody.